What's up, Alex?
Hey, guys, I'm just warning you, we're dealing with that post-practice wind again. So if you hear that, that's what that is.
We'll make it stop, Alex.
Yeah, do what
I'll
you
try.
can then.
Throw my hands up. See what
Put a
happens.
piece of paper in front of the microphone and use it as a windscreen, please.
Right, or exactly. Turn opposite the wind and block it with your back.
Yeah.
Or your ample noggin. Okay? Let's start with who looked good today.
Drake Maye, really efficient day for him. The ball really didn't hit the ground. 14 of 15, started 10 of 10. And it was a lot of shorter stuff, but there was a focus, as Andrew Callahan reported. This was a first down day. They were working on their first down package. And in Josh McDaniels' offense, we know it's so important to stay on schedule and stay ahead of the chains. And I think one thing I'm looking for Drake Maye in year two, we know he has this big arm and he can extend plays and create downfield. Can he be decisive without being rushed and erratic, right? Can he get rid of the ball quickly when he needs to get rid of the ball quickly and still make the right decision? And that's what he did today. Again, hitting short stuff over the middle, did hit some checkdowns, just keeping the offense on schedule, which to me is something you're watching for him big time this year. That relates to cutting down on the turnovers. It's not all of it, but if he can do that, it's going to help him cut down on the turnovers.
Speaking of short stuff, Alex, how did the offensive line look, and how did Will Campbell look in particular?
So it was kind of the same as yesterday. The defensive line won the day, but to me it looks the same as it looks in most non-padded practices. The defense is going to be ahead of the offense. If we're going to take anything performance away from the offensive line today, Jared Wilson, who continued to work in at center, he had a botched snap with Drake Maye under center. That's pretty much as far as I'll go in terms of the performance stuff on the offensive line until the pads come on.
Alex, I can't say I saw many gushing tweets today about rookie wide receiver Kyle Williams. So what happened? Was it a step back for the steal of the draft?
Yeah, quieter day for him. He actually did have a drop on a short hitch route. That was kind of the one time I noticed him. More involved, Stephon Diggs, Pop Douglas. You didn't see him flashing as much today as he did yesterday. A step back would be fair.
Okay, who else did not look good? I asked you by saying who looked good. You said Drake Maye. Who did not? And if it's Kyle Williams is going to be your answer, give me someone else.
Oh, Kyle Williams had the drop. You guys might say this is a cop-out, but I think it's true. It's Jaylen Polk. The fact that he's not on the field at this point, and Mike Reed's report, I think, was minor muscle tightness or minor muscle soreness, something like that. He's truly on the bubble. Like, I don't think just because he was a second-round pick last year, there's a spot waiting for him on this team. It's a very crowded wide receiver room, and there are other guys out here making plays. Kendrick Bourne has had 2 solid days. Kayshon Boutte's been getting open. These are the guys he's competing with, and he's not on the field to kind of make his case. So for a guy that I think needs some urgency to make the roster, it is early, but I think he needs all the reps he can get. It is potentially costly that he's not on the field right now, especially knowing that, the offseason shoulder surgery, he passed his physical and he was cleared on that. It's another issue that's holding him out.
Okay, he's done. It's a bust. Could see it halfway through last year. Not going to happen.
I thought he was going to get a shot, but I am interested also in Boutte, since you brought him up, Alex. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I read yesterday that didn't it begin with him and Diggs? Weren't he the first two guys at as quote unquote wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 yesterday? So they're putting a lot of stock in Boutte, it feels like.
Yeah, he's been involved. They're kind of rotating with that top group: Diggs, Pop, Boutte, Bourne, Williams. Like, those guys are all kind of mixing and matching, but he's right. Like, those feel like the top of the depth chart, those 5 guys. So he's right there in the mix for that. Absolutely.
Okay, what's the offensive line mix right now?
So the spots that are kind of settled are Will Campbell at left tackle, Mike Onwenu at right guard, mostly Morgan Moses at right tackle. I know you talked about this yesterday. He rotated out a little bit with DeMontre Jacobs, where it feels like there's a building competition is at left guard and center. So yesterday it was Jared Wilson working in at center with Garrett Bradbury. Cole Strange kind of was settled at left guard where we thought there'd be the competition. Today, Wilson worked at both spots, and sometimes it was Strange coming off the field, and sometimes it was Bradbury. So I wonder if they view Wilson really as one of their top 5 linemen, and the competition isn't as much him winning a spot as it is, okay, we know we want to start this kid. Who's the other guy that we're going to keep in, or who's the guy we can afford to take out? Is it Cole Strange at left guard, or is it Garrett Bradbury at center?
Alex Barth join us from 98.5thesportshub.com down at Gillette. Tell me how Vrabel has been on the field with the offense. I'm specifically interested in, and I asked Bedard this yesterday. I'm going to ask everybody, I guess, because it does interest me. I think it's important. How close to Drake Maye is Mike Vrabel on a minute-by-minute basis during these practices, and is he involved with the offense? Vrabel, I'm talking about.
So what I've noticed they do, the way they kind of structure the practice when they go into 11 on 11, there's a walkthrough period. It's the offense against not air, but other offensive players, just kind of giving a landmark. Then they do sort of a walkthrough pace against the defense, and then it's full speed. And the defense does the same thing on the other side. When they're in that early walkthrough, Vrabel's with the offense, not with the defense, and he kind of stays over there, and he's essentially in that middle linebacker spot. So he's seeing the whole thing, and he's eye to eye with Drake Maye, watching Drake Maye read what would be the defense. Then he's kind of back behind the offense for those other two periods. You see him pop in. Drake Maye's spending a lot of time with Josh McDaniels. Vrabel's been there for a little bit of it, but I do think it's interesting that in that walkthrough period, which is really when they're installing it, right? How do you want it run? Not how are you running it, how do you want it run? Vrabel's watching Drake Maye set everything up and run it when they're installing it.
Why are you guys laughing in here?
The wind.
Yeah, the wind.
Go ahead.
It just
No, he looks like he's ready. He and Toto are ready to fly out of Kansas here. It's like any minute now, he's off the ground.
through rain, through sleet, through snow. Barth has his Patriots takes ready to go.
Okay, but before you get blown away, Barthy, what are we missing? What should we be talking about that we haven't asked you about?
I'd say the special team stuff. I think you're going to kick me off the air if I say that.
I might.
Travion Henderson was a lot more involved today. And even without the run stuff, like they're building him up. This was something I was wondering. Remember they used to redshirt every rookie running back they'd get?
Yeah.
And I wondered with McDaniels being back if that was the case for Henderson. Again, it's just 2 days, but I think his role is going to be pretty significant. I think he looks involved through 2 days, and they need it because they need speed and explosiveness on that offense. Outside of Pop Douglas, it's not a fast group. You add Travion Henderson to the mix. He's a big boost in that regard. So I like how much I've seen of him early.
Okay, Alex, thanks so much for taking the time. We appreciate it, kid.